This is the Forge Audio Network, your official source for all things Forge FC. Here's your host, Anthony Urciuoli.
Welcome to Hamilton.
Thank you.
I have to bring up the obvious with the last name on the back of the jersey. I'm sure that did not factor into your decision at all.
No, not really. But it's been a few years in the making for me to come here. Bobby and Costa have always believed in me, Jelani as well. So it's just about being in the right environment for myself.
Yeah, maybe just take us through that decision to sign here. You said it's been a couple years in the making. So what were kind of the steps that led to now?
Yeah, it's just football, right? You don't know where your next move will be. It's just the reality of it, and this was always an option if I were to come back to CPL. It's hard to turn down a team like Forge.
Was there a main, was it Bobby? Was it more than just that? What was kind of the overall? I think it's
just the proof is in the pudding, right? Just since the league has started, Forge has been a part of pretty much every big game, and that's what I want to be a part of, and come in and help the team and do the best I can, and I'm looking forward to helping the team.
And being able to play closer to home now, too?
Of course, that's a big factor. This is my home. As you know, I played here for my whole life pretty much and just ventured out kind of the past 3 years. So it's very good to be back home.
How were those 3 years?
They were good. Very positive. I grew a lot as a man. Matured a lot as a human being. And yeah, it's just football, right? Life.
Did that experience... Did you feel like just developmentally as a player, do you think you improved in that sense too?
Yeah, of course. You're gonna improve playing different styles of play under different coaches and always learning new things, playing different positions. So, yeah, definitely, I'd say I improved. That's my goal, to improve every year. If that wasn't the case, I wouldn't be doing my job very well.
Do you have relationships with some of the players?
Of course, yeah. I've grown up with some of them pretty much my whole life. I've known Becker, since I was a baby. I've known Ashton for over a decade, Dom, Johnny, Tristan, so the list goes on. So it's good to be back with a bunch of guys I'm very familiar with.
And you get to jump into a situation where you already have some chemistry with some of the guys. And I'd imagine going into a team just from scratch would be difficult.
Of course.
But in this case, you're almost hitting the ground running.
Of course, yeah.
Tactically, anything with Forge that stands out to you that maybe complements your abilities?
I've known Bobby a very long time, since his first coaching job in Canada. So he actually coached my older brother for his first team while I was a little kid. So I'm very familiar with his style of play, and obviously that's a big factor for me. I want to put myself in the best position to succeed.
A lot of talented offensive players on this club, but where do you think you fit amongst the group?
I just come in and let the coaches make that decision.
Okay, and lastly, when you're playing for Toronto FC, even the CPL wasn't even really a thing yet. Mm-hmm. To know, even when you were a young player playing, growing up in Scarborough, would you have ever envisioned a time when Canada had its own pro league and that the quality was as good as it is right now?
Honestly, no, and the progress the league has made in the past 3 years is extremely incredible. You're seeing guys get moves all over the world to top level. So, like I said, not with just Forge, but the league, that they're proving that the country has some serious talent here. You're seeing some young players come along and getting opportunities that maybe they wouldn't have got while my time was coming up with Toronto FC.
The Forge Audio Network with Anthony Urciuoli. Subscribe on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts.